there, good evening and a warm welcome to the news live on Rupavahini Channel I. I'm Sharon Masquinius.
A very good evening to you. I am Dishan Virakon and we start off by taking a look at your headlines for tonight.
A cabinet subcommittee decides not to increase the price of gas. The health divisions request the general public to remain protective despite the temporary lifting of travel restrictions. The number of corona-infected persons in Indonesia is once again on the rise. The Prime Minister requests the authorities to immediately resolve the problems of gems and jewellery exporters. A new program to set up regional learning centres with internet facilities.
On to the stories in detail now, starting off with local news. The ministerial subcommittee, which met today, has decided not to increase the price of gas in the local market by any means. The meeting was held at the Presidential Secretariat this morning. The ministerial subcommittee appointed to revise the gas price under the leadership of Minister Bandula Gunawardana has decided to prepare an alternate program to compensate on the losses incurred by the gas companies. The Loves Gas Company and the Litro Gas Company have proposed to increase the gas prices by 740 and 670 rupees respectively.
In the meantime, the COVID immunization vaccination program is being carried out continuously in many districts. 26,453 persons have been inoculated yesterday. 3,301,923 vaccines have been given so far under COVID-19 vaccination program. The second dose of the Covishield vaccine has been given yesterday to 252 yesterday. 2,644 have been given yesterday the first dose of the Sinopharm vaccine. 8,574 have been given the second dose of the Sinopharm vaccine yesterday. The first dose of the Sputnik V vaccine has been given yesterday to 14,983. The vaccination program was implemented successfully today as well. 1,731 COVID-19 patients were detected in the country today. Meanwhile, 1,898 patients left the hospitals today following recovery. The isolation status imposed on Arame area in Dematagoda due to the detection of several COVID-19 patients afflicted with the Delta variant 10 days ago continues to remain effective. The Department of Motor Traffic says it has been compelled to temporarily suspend the provision of services. Minister Pavitra Wanyarachi was recently engaged in an inspection tour in the hospitals and treatment centres providing treatment to COVID-19 patients in the Ratnapura district. On this occasion, essential medical equipment valued over 25 million rupees were distributed among hospitals and intermediate treatment centres in the district. The Leeds office in the Ratnapura district has presented a stock of equipment valued over 2 million rupees to the Minister of Health to distribute among COVID treatment centres. The Minister has also presented a stock of medical equipment valued over 12 million rupees to the Balangoda base hospital. The Minister has also handed over beds to the hospital provided by the Sri Lanka Padujana Engineering Association and the Sabaragamu Provincial Council. Minister Pavitra Wanyarachi has also handed over medical equipment exceeding 8 million rupees in value to the Ahaliagoda base hospital. 4 high-flow oxygen machines for COVID-19 patients have also been donated by the Coca-Cola Sri Lanka company today. State Minister Specialist Physician Dr. Sudarshani Fernando Pulle has received the items at the Health Ministry. The value of each machine manufactured in New Zealand exceeds 5 million rupees. These machines are scheduled to be delivered to the hospitals in Dehiya, Takandia, Ampara, Matara and Gampaha. 7 persons, including the chairman of the Lindula Urban Council, who has been arrested yesterday while having a party with a group of businessmen in Talwakale violating travel restrictions, were placed on quarantine by the Kottawala Medical Office at Health Office.
Meanwhile, the Deputy Director General of Health Services, Dr. Hemant Herath, says that adhering to general hygienic practices and health guidelines is a key to contain the spread of any variant of the COVID-19 in the country. He made these remarks while speaking to the media today.
There has been reports related to the reporting of one case of new variant, Delta variant from Pitakotte, Nugegoda area. However, this has not been confirmed to the epidemiology unit up to now, but we know that these confirmation will take time, but most of the time laboratories who detect or who get a clue of such variation usually inform the MOH of the area, and they will be taking the proper actions immediately after receiving such news. So at this moment, whatever the action that have been taken at these areas are as a result of such activity or such action. So therefore, what is required to tell that these new variants are really, yes, they are dangerous and their transmissibility is high, but they are transmitted at a higher rate only if the normal transmission routes are intact. That is, if we are working very closely and if we are not maintaining the social distancing and if we are not wearing our mask properly and not wearing all the time, and also if we are not washing our hands, and if we don't adhere to these guidelines, only this variant will spread at a higher speed. So therefore, we would like to urge the public that what we need to do is to adhere to the health guidelines, so this variant or any other variant will not be spreading as expected.
Now, the travel restrictions which were lifted at 4 a.m. today are scheduled to be reimposed from 10 p.m. on the 23rd to 4 a.m. on the 25th of this month. The Ministry of Health has issued a series of new guidelines on how travel restrictions should be implemented. The government has informed the general public to act according to these guidelines. The Ministry of Health has also issued several guidelines today in addition to the guidelines which are to be followed during the periods of relaxing of travel restrictions. Accordingly, only a sufficient number of officials engaged in essential services in ministries, institutions and semi-governmental institutions in the Western Province should be convened for duties. Officials and employees who are being categorized as not belonging to the essential services are required to be called for duties only up to a maximum of 2 days per week. These officials and employees should also be given transportation facilities enabling them to attend to their office duties from their homes according to health guidelines. Officers in the private sector should also restrict their workforce to a minimum number. The Health Ministry guidelines add that all workers should be encouraged at all times to engage in their official duties from their homes. The island-wide travel restrictions, which have lasted for a period of nearly 1 month, were lifted temporarily at dawn today. However, travel restrictions between provinces continue to remain. The national television crew have witnessed how people came out of their residences to purchase essential items and to receive services after the lifting of travel restrictions. Common transportation services in the Western Province are being utilized only for transportation of workers engaged in essential services within the province. The transportation services in the outstations are being conducted subjected to a restriction of filling only 50% of the seat capacities in vehicles. Here are some more scenes of how employees engaged in essential services in the Western Province and people in other provinces were engaged in the daily routine. Several trains have been also operated today according to a plan. Postal services have also been conducted as usual. We have observed how delivery of mail has been carried out according to health guidelines. The bank services have also been conducted according to regular basis upon lifting of travel restrictions today.
Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says that the attention of the government has been focused on the problems faced by exporters of gems and jewellery. The Prime Minister has instructed the officials to thoroughly look into the fact whether the relief being granted to the gems and jewellery exporters is being implemented on a practical basis. The Prime Minister has presided over a special discussion today on the problems faced by exporters in the gems and jewellery sector. The gems and jewellery sector also extends substantial contribution to enhance foreign exchange through exports. It has also been pointed out that all necessary facilities have been provided to the industrialists in the field. The Prime Minister further said that attention has been focused on granting exemption on the usage of foreign currency in Sri Lanka on income taxes based on tourism sales. The Prime Minister has also stressed on the strategies to be implemented to further popularise Sri Lankan gems and jewellery throughout the world. Participants at the meeting have pointed out that the government, which came into power in the year 2015, has abolished the concessions extended by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa in his capacity as president for exporting of gems and jewellery. The gems and jewellery exporters have requested the Prime Minister to restore this privilege, which is directly affecting their profession. Among those who have attended the meeting also included State Ministers Lohan Ratwatte and Ajit Niwad Kabral, Parliamentarian Marjan Falil, Prime Minister's Secretary Gamini Senarath, Governor of the Central Bank Professor W.D. Lakshman and other government officials.
Now, today's Red Light feature focuses on a group of children in the Kurunegala district engaging in their education amidst numerous problems due to non-availability of communication facilities. It has been pointed out that the lack of receiving telephone signals has become an obstruction for the children engaging in education activities in the number 30 Mailava Gramanilai division in the Giribava Divisional Secretariat division in the Kurunegala district. These students are compelled to climb to the roofs of their residences or to trees or hilltops to gain access to communication connections. Around 300 children in the village and their parents have been severely affected by this difficulty. Another problem faced by many families is their inability to purchase mobile phones. In the meantime, Minister of Justice Ali Sabri says that the cooperation of the international specialists has been requested in the process of obtaining compensation over the damages caused as a result of the fire in the ship Express Pearl. The minister has expressed opinion to the media following a discussion held to inquire progress on measures taken so far relating to the ship accident. Minister Ali Sabri said that numerous opinions are being expressed regarding the harmful impact on marine species as a result of the disaster. He added that according to available information, there are only 1 or 2 persons who have specialized knowledge on the issue. Therefore, the minister said that they hope to provide the knowledge of foreign specialists to the local specialists engaged in the investigations.
ජාත්‍යන්තර වශයෙන් මේ විශේෂඥයන් කැඳවලා අපේ ලාංකීය විශේෂඥයන්ට ඒකට අවශ්‍ය විශේෂඥ සහයෝගය ලබා දෙන්නට.
Minister Rohita Begunawardena said that discussions are to be conducted by the ministers with the owners of the shipping lane on how to remove the burnt-out containers in the ill-fated vessel without a delay. He further said that if oil still exists in the sunken ship, how it could be removed without causing further marine pollution. The minister also said that if the process of providing relief is speeded up, the local affected fishermen would also be benefited. The minister also said that the fishing community will be given priority in the provision of compensation.
Farmers say that a plentiful harvest could be obtained through utilization of organic fertilizer. They further point out that there is a higher demand for produce devoid of poisonous substances. Farmers in Nalumwewa in Valikanda Polonnaruwa are currently engaged in a successful project to produce organic fertilizer. They are engaged in paddy as well as supplementary crops cultivations utilizing organic manure. It takes farmers less than 1 month to prepare their organic fertilizer requirements. They use the ingredients such as cow dung, hay, surface oil, and wood waste and Vatahiri plant residues. Even the urban home gardeners, though in a minor scale, utilize organic fertilizer prepared in their premises for their crop cultivation. This is a common scenario these days. The home gardeners have expressed their appreciation over the measures taken by the government to propagate the application of organic fertilizer. Meanwhile, Minister Prasanna Ranatunga says that investments in projects in the tourism sector valued at $34 million have been presented for approval. He further says that proposals have been made on 7 new tourism projects from April to the 15th of this month. Preparations are underway to grant approval to the investment projects. Priority has been given for the expansion of new investment opportunities in local tourism sector according to the Saubhagya Dakma policy statement. Minister Prasanna Ranatunga further says that several new fields targeting growth in the tourism sector have been identified in addition to programs attracting tourists on Sri Lanka's natural beauty.
Meanwhile, a week-long Pirit chanting ceremony organized in connection with the Poson Week has commenced at the historic Mihintala Rajamaha Viharasthana yesterday. The program is being conducted under the patronage of Chief Incumbent of the Mihintala Rajamaha Viharasthana, Venerable Dr. Valava Hengunaveve Dharma Ratanathera. The Sati Pirit chanting ceremony has been organized under the theme, May all worldly being be happy. Minister of Public Security Sarath Weerasekara has invited the Mahasangha for the Pirith Pinkama, which is to be conducted till the 27th of this month. The President and the Prime Minister are scheduled to attend the State Pusun Festival and Aloka Puja to be conducted centering on the Mihintala Raja Mahavyarasthana. The event will be conducted according to quarantine laws. The national television will telecast a live commentary on the ceremony. The Aloka Puja and Sati Pirith chanting ceremony organized in parallel to the State Pusun Festival has also got underway at the Tissa Maharama Raja Mahavyarasthana last night. It is being conducted under the patronage of the chief incumbent of the Vyarasthana, Venerable Dr. Devalegama Dhammasena Thera. Minister Chamal Rajapaksa has invited the Mahasangha to take part in the Pinkama, which is being conducted according to quarantine laws. The theme of the event is May All Beings Be Cured from the Corona Pandemic. Chairman of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, Reginald Kure, Director General Ajit Naragala have also attended the inauguration ceremony. The Pirith chanting on the first day of the ceremony will be telecast over the national television tomorrow at 10 p.m.
The government has taken measures to set up regional learning centers for school children without internet facilities. It has been disclosed at a media briefing at the Department of the Government Information today that high-speed internet facilities will be provided for the centers. Minister Professor J.L. Peiris said that the Sri Lanka Telecommunications Regulatory Commission has made arrangements not to impose any charges on students entering the e-Taksala education website. There are around 65,000 lessons included in the e-Taksalava program. 3.5 million students have received facilities last month alone. The minister has also said that Guru Gedara educational programs are being telecast over ChannelEye on the national television Rupavahini for the Sinhala medium and Netra channel for Tamil medium. These programs are being conducted 16 hours per day for 5 days a week. The SLRC channel has also telecast more than 5,000 tape programs from grade 3 to advanced level. Minister Professor J.R. Peiris also said that several rounds of discussions have been conducted with the chairman of SLRC, Reginald Kure, with the objective of receiving further assistance in the teaching programs. Students who are unable to gain internet or TV facilities will be allowed opportunities to engage in small group classes.
අන්තර්ජාලය ඕ මාර්ගගත ඉගෙනුම් ක්‍රියාවලිය සමග සම්බන්ධ වීමට නොහැකි දරුවන් උදෙසා සෞඛ්‍ය මාර්ගෝපදේශකවලට අනුකූලව කුඩා කණ්ඩායම් වශයෙන් රැස් වී අධ්‍යාපනය ලබාගත හැකි මධ්‍යස්ථාන. ඒක තමයි අපි දකින හැටියට මේකට ප්‍රායෝගික විසඳුම. මධ්‍යස්ථාන හඳුනා ගැනීම පළාත් මට්ටමින් සිදු කළ යුතු අතර මෙම මධ්‍යස්ථාන සතියේ දින 5ම පෙරවරු 7:30 සිට පස්වරු 3:30 දක්වා ක්‍රියාත්මක මට්ටමින් පවත්වාගෙන යාම සඳහා අවශ්‍ය කටයුතු පළාත් හා කලාප මට්ටමින් සැලසුම් කළ යුතුය. නගරබද ප්‍රදේශක සංනිවේදන පහසුකම් තියෙන තැනක් හඳුනා.
Minister Namal Rajapaksa said that they hope to identify locations with communication facilities in urban areas and to provide 10 laptops or other types of computers. Measures are underway to provide 4G facilities without obstruction. Distance Learning Studies program is being implemented under the Learning Management System program. He added that 20 selected schools will undergo a private project in this connection on the 25th of this month. Furthermore, programs are underway to connect 20 schools to the learning management system by the 25th of July. This enables the students in rural schools to follow education from teachers of popular schools in the island.
LMS එක හරහා නැත්නම් ලර්නින් මැනේජ්මන්ට් සිස්ටම් එක හරහා සම්බන්ධ වෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒ තුල දරුවන්ට අවකාශය ලැබෙනවා ග්‍රාමීය පාසලක ඉඳලා රටේ ප්‍රසිද්ධයි කියන පාසලක ගුරුවරයෙක්ගේ අධ්‍යාපනය හදාරන්න.
Now, construction in the 4th vehicle yard in the project to set up 12 vehicle parks to minimize traffic congestion in the city of Colombo has commenced yesterday. This vehicle park is being constructed in Abdul Kader Mautha in Colombo 11. State Minister Dr. Nalaka Godaheva and Secretary to the Ministry of Urban Development and Housing Sirinimal Pereira have attended the event. The proposed vehicle yard comprising of 10 floors has facilities for shopping complexes as well. The ministry says the work is scheduled to be completed within 2 years. Well, that's a wrap of tonight's primetime news, and until we meet again next time, do take care and good night.